With over 400 celebrity interviews and tons of pop culture nerdiness, Too Opinionated is a safe haven for your inner geek. Find us at meistercon.com or on YouTube under MeisterCon Pod. And please subscribe. It would really help us out. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I'm so excited. Today, I've got actress, director, producer, Aida Ballmann with me. So welcome, Aida.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so we're just talking. You're over in the Canary Islands. So what time of the day is it there?
It's 7 p.m. And yes, it's a little bit cold today, but normally
have you had your dinner yet?
Not yet. I'm a late dinner.
Okay. I don't want to hold you up, but if you start getting cranky during the interview, I know what's going on. You're just hungry.
That's something we have in the family. We have a bad mood when we are hungry.
Oh yeah, same here. I was helping my son move some stuff about a week ago, and about halfway through, I got so cranky and didn't know why. And that's all it was. I was just hungry.
It's good to know because that has a solution.
Well, and you know what made me feel bad? This is what made me feel bad. Because I was apologizing to my son, the next day. And he's like, Dad, he said, we all expect you to get grumpy. You do it every time somebody has to move. And I was like, oh.
I know, but you don't.
I was like, now, every time somebody has to be moved, I'm going to be all stressed out. But I know one thing's for sure. I'm going to eat something before I move anybody from here on out. I don't want the reputation as the guy that's cranky every time somebody moves.
Yeah, it's weird, but maybe we do that kind of things just in case. Because I have also some kind of rituals that I do. For example, before acting, I have to go to the toilet, even though I don't need to go. I have to go just in case.
Get that? I get that because I won't podcast. If I don't run to the restroom before, because you never, just in case, I don't want to be distracted.
Yeah.
So I totally get that. I think that's normal. I think normal people would do that.
Yeah.
Are you one, and this is a terrible subject to go off on, but are you one if you don't do that before, with that, does it distract you? Like I can function, it distracts me, but I can function. But like my wife, she can't accomplish anything. That's the only thing that'll be on her mind.
Wow. No, I can, but I'm thinking of it like I should have gone.
Yeah, see, I know. Who wants that?
Yeah.
I
can't concentrate, but yeah, it's very interesting though, because the body is very interesting and how the mind functions. Because sometimes when I have to act and I have for example, a bad flu or something, while I act, I'm okay. It's like I'm healthy. And as soon as I stop, I start again.
Oh my gosh, I need to learn that trick.
What, sorry?
I need to learn that trick.
Oh, it's weird.
If I'm sick, everybody knows. I don't hide it well at all. And even just a little bit sick. I'm a big baby.
Oh, it's not nice to be sick.
No, it's terrible. Terrible. Did I see, as I was researching the role, did I see you on Instagram in like a Fifth Element outfit?
Oh, yeah. You did.
Are you nerdy? Or do you like that type of movie, or is that just that particular movie that you liked?
I like that particular movie very much, and when I was a teenager, maybe until 20 more or less, I used to have that kind of hair color. I loved having red hair, and friends and people on the street used to tell me, oh, you look like the Fifth Element. And the first time they told me that, I didn't even knew what they were talking about. I just see that movie and I was like, wow, I really like this topic and how it's played and everything. And that's why at some point I made a tribute to that movie, because I have many friends who are photographers and they always ask me, so do you have a new idea? Can we do something? And then we imagine a nice place and some interesting thing to do related to art.
Yeah, well, you look terrific, and you do. You look so much like her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was well done. That's why I was wondering if that was something you did for like Halloween, or do you cosplay? Do you go to conventions, anything like that, dressed up?
No, I don't. I
We
just do
need to
it
work on
sometimes.
that.
What?
I said we need to work on that.
Oh, I think we don't have that kind of conventions here. We do have a really big carnival.
Oh, yeah.
That's so interesting because the people come up with things that you wouldn't even have imagined, and it's like, wow, that's really
People
great.
are very creative.
Yeah. But I don't know about conventions. Maybe we have, but I'm not so into it. I have no information about it.
Well, yeah, I just happened to see that, and I was like, well, that's really well done. Who helped you put the costume together?
I think I saw it with my mom or one of my sisters, because I just copied it from the movie, like getting the right strings and everything. And it was very easy. I still have it somewhere, but I didn't use it anymore.
No, that's good. That's good. Okay, so I got us way off track, but let me back us up. Tell me a little bit about what got you into acting. Why'd you want to get into the entertainment business?
It was because I wanted to tell stories about the society, and I was very concerned once I left my parents' house, because I grew up like in a bubble where everything was pure and nice. And I didn't knew much about the different reality on the planet Earth. So I started traveling a lot when I was 18. And I went into different types of groups that while traveling, I met so many different kinds of lives, and I was very concerned about injustice. So I thought maybe by acting, I could tell stories, giving a different perspective about that reality and making people think about it. But at some point, after studying and working as an actress, I realized that I wasn't really telling the stories I hoped to tell, because I was always telling the story of someone else who wrote that story, and I was getting directed by someone else and not telling what really was in my heart. So that was again a moment where I changed the way I saw art and what I wanted to do in life. And that was when I did my first movie, my first documentary film. So that was the first time where I told my own story, or that what I wanted to share.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Do you find it easier to act or to write or to direct? Where are your strengths?
I think acting, because I studied it, and after I finished my studies, I worked quite a lot more in theater in the beginning, and then I swapped into movies. And at some point, I tried to learn a bit from writing and directing and everything, but as I didn't study it, I felt like I was invading other people's jobs, and I felt really insecure, but I kept going. I was like, okay, maybe this is just part of the process. Maybe I have an artistic crisis, and I continued. And I'm very proud that I went over that feeling, because that made me finish what I started. And I love writing, because for me it's very easy to get out the words that are in my mind and then putting them a little bit together and giving it a structure. And I also like directing, but I think I'm better. I'm not sure where I'm best at, but I feel very alive when I act.
That's terrific. Do you, when you write something, if you're writing a script or a short film or whatever it is, do you write it with yourself in mind to act in it? Or do you just write it and then kind of decide, well, okay, I want to act in this, or I want to get other people?
No, normally, sometimes I write thinking of myself that I really want to tell this by myself, but sometimes it comes out being someone else, and I ask myself, I would do that, but how would I do that? I don't know. I don't picture myself when I'm writing. And then after letting everything come out, because I first give myself the freedom to let the story come out, and then I start working on it. I read it many times and change the structure and bring new ideas into it to make it round. And I think in that process, in that second process, is where I can sometimes see myself acting this part or not, because I've written things that are so tough that I wouldn't like to perform it, but at the same time, it's a challenge. So I've done both things. I've written for myself and for other people.
Is it difficult to direct something that you're also acting in?
Yes, it's hard for me because I think I can't be very objective, as I can't see myself from outside. Sometimes I think, okay, so this feeling, I'm feeling it very strongly, so I guess that everyone is feeling the same, or at least seeing it. And but then it's not like that. And then I understand why it's so important to have a director who has the eyes outside and is seeing the show, and he knows or she knows what is where you have to work more on and where you are already where you have to be. So I have a huge respect to the directors, and I think what I prefer doing when I'm playing what I have written and I'm directing myself, I think what is really necessary, that the last step, once I have done everything, that someone from outside comes and tells me where I still have to improve a little bit. Just because of that, because I don't think I can be objective with what I do.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I think if I was directing myself, I would be very critical of my own performance, maybe too critical. Yeah, which that's not real productive if you're overly critical of yourself.
Yeah, I guess you're like me, that you're a perfectionist and really want to give the best.
I'm like you, except without the writing, directing, acting talent. You've got all of that. But if I did have all that talent, I would be like that.
I'm sure you have other good talents.
I always I've joked for years with my family that I've got, like, if I had a superpower, it would be the worst superpower ever, because it's just, I just know all this trivia and like useless knowledge of movies and TV and people, and I've never had any. I never knew what to do with it. And then one day, podcasting. And now I was like, now I know why I have all this useless knowledge, because it's not so useless when you're interviewing people and talking with people. Then it comes in kind of handy.
Yeah, you can bring it out. It has many years for you, and now
it took me, my entire life to figure it out, but I got there.
Better late than
that's right. Better late than never. So have you made it over to the States yet? Have you acted over here?
No, I was only in LA with my first movie where I was acting in the Extraordinary Tale.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
the only time I went to America, and I loved it. I really wish I have another opportunity to get back.
Yeah, we need to get you over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. LA's such a fun city to visit because it's so big. It's like 4 cities in one, and the weather's always nice. There's so much to do. Yeah, I really really enjoy LA. But we just need to get you back and put you in some, some American projects.
Oh, that would be a dream come true.
Well, you're definitely talented enough to act anywhere. Anybody'd be lucky to have you, but I do think that, given the fact that you speak English really well, you could act over here if you chose to do that.
Yeah, I'm looking for an agent in America, because right now I had one, but here in Spain, and she wanted to have the exclusivity worldwide. And after a few years, I went like, this is not working. Let's have exclusivity in Spain. And then she went like, no, either everything or nothing. And so now we went different paths, and I'm like renewing all my material as an actress and searching for new agents in Spain and also outside, so like in other countries. So one of my goals is finding one in America. Yeah.
Well, I don't think you'll have any trouble with that. And I can't blame your previous agent for trying to lock you up worldwide, because obviously she knew. She's really talented. She's going to end up doing stuff all over the place. So I can't blame her for trying, but you got to do what's best for you.
Yeah, and she did the best for herself too. And I understand that. But the thing is that I'm now quite a while in the film industry, and at the end, I have so many friends that count on me without wanting to go through the agent. So it's direct contact, and so they offer me jobs, and they don't want to go through an agent. So that was one of the reasons to why I had to change that kind of contract with her.
Right.
But she too.
Yeah, no, yeah, and that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I'm sure that it will not take you long to find someone. When you're looking for an agent, when you're going through that process, do you just talk to them, or do you send them like a reel to show some of your work? Especially if you're coming from a different country, I think you would have to send them something, I would guess.
Yeah, that's the first thing I do. I send them my reel and my CV and my website, so that they can decide if they are interested in my profile or not. And I let them know that if they are interested, that they can have a meeting with me, and if we can, we then try to make that a face-to-face meeting. If not, now it's so easy with internet, so we do it.
I know. Thank goodness for Zoom. It's made this so much easier. So you can be over there, I can be in West Virginia in the little town, and we can still connect as long as we get the timing right. The time difference can be a little tricky.
Yeah. But it's great because technology sometimes it makes life easy, and I wouldn't have imagined that could have happened when, if I would have imagined this 10, 15 years ago, I would think, no, that's not possible. But now it. Yeah,
it's pretty amazing with that. I talked with an actor in London. And I got the time zone reversed because they're also a 5-hour time difference, between London and West Virginia. But I did it in reverse. So I thought I was setting up for 12 o'clock noon, my time, which would have been 5 o'clock his time.
Yeah.
But I set it up for 12 o'clock his time, which was like 7 a.m. for me. And I didn't realize it till like 6:30 or so in the morning. And I was just kind of piddling around the house, and it dawned on me what I did. So I had to rush to the studio, and I was like, I'm trying to, get everything set up and ready to go
With your
do that.
pajamas still on.
Yeah, I was completely still in my pajamas. Yeah, but I made it, and he was terrific. It went great. But yeah, since that time, I've been very careful with the time zones.
I checked like 5 times. So I didn't want that to happen.
Although I did the other day, I sent times to an author that lives over in Spain, and she sent back and she's like, well, we could do this one, but it's like 11:30 p.m. my time. And I was like, oh my gosh, I did it again. Let me redo the times, because you should not be talking to some Yahoo on Zoom at midnight.
Yeah. Like wanting to go to bed, but
yes, I was like, that's not going to be a good interview. Let me fix that. So you grew up kind of doing theater. Do you sing? Were you doing musicals as well?
At the beginning, I used to, because I studied theater, and when I finished, I started working in a thematic park in Seville, in the south of Spain. That was really great, because I had to do everything, like the stunt work and singing, dancing, and circus. And when I was little, because I grew up at the smallest Canarian island, with me and my sister, we were living in middle of nothing, in middle of the nature, and the only thing that we had to entertain ourselves was playing with, like, doing acrobatics or having some balls to try and catch them in the air, or a unicycle, and different circus disciplines.
I was going to say, that's like circus type of acts.
And my parents supported that a lot. So when we had holidays, they would send us to camps where we could improve our acrobatics or different skills. So that was kind of my beginning, and it was really helpful, because you have to work on it day by day to improve. Right. And I had a very good discipline during many years. So once I finished the dramatical art and started working in this place in Seville, I put all those skills together, and it was great, because I had to practice my acting and everything every day in front of the people. So I get a lot of experience out of that, until at some point I was like, no, I want to learn something else. And that was when I discovered the work in front of the camera. So yeah, my beginnings were more with singing, dancing, circus, stunt, and all this.
That's pretty great. Can you still juggle?
Yeah, I can, but not that well anymore. I clarinet, and what you don't practice, you forget. So
no, that's right. That's right. Yeah. You have to keep up with it too.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot, because my parents are German, and when I don't practice German, I keep forgetting words, and then I need to communicate with them in a smooth way, and then I start putting Spanish words while I talk in German, and they understand, but I know that's not so good, because I get lazy.
Yeah. Well, and they probably still speak pretty good German, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Where in Germany were they from? From
the south. My dad is from what is it in English? Bodensee, it's a sea in the south, and my mom from Munich. So it's quite close.
Yeah. My brother spent some time in Wiesbaden, which is, I guess, outside of Frankfurt. I think I'm not very good with the geography, but we had intended, my wife and I, to go visit him, and we chose the summer of 2020, and obviously that did not work out. So now he's back home. He was over there for a few years, but now he's back home. So we didn't get. We're gonna go at some point.
Yeah, you still have to.
But that was the hope, that we'd get to hang out with him some. But yeah, that was the wrong year to choose to travel.
but it's very important to fulfill the dreams. Otherwise, it's like, oh, I should have done it.
Oh yeah, well, we want to go and now my wife, she's pretty well traveled. She's been over there several times, but I've never been. So we want to go and just bounce around Europe and hit all the great places. Oh, I'll absolutely let you know. And you have to do the same if you get over to the States, because even though LA, West Virginia, very far apart, my wife works in LA, so I'm out there all the time. I'm out there. I sneak out there with her while she's working, and then I just get to go out there and play, basically. Let her do the hard stuff. But yeah, I've always wanted to go to Spain, and that's one she hasn't got a chance to go to yet either. So
you have a good excuse to come.
Yeah, that's a good reason, and you've got. Spain's got some beautiful beaches.
Yes. Yeah. And in many parts, we have really nice weather almost the whole year. So even though you would come in winter, you could find places where you can even go into the sea.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's terrific. So what's next for you? Is there like a genre in acting that you haven't done that you want to try? Is it more writing? Are you going to go back to do theater? What's coming next for you?
Oh, I skipped to the theater for many years, and last year I went back. I made a show with a friend who studied with me, and so next thing will be an action movie in Chile.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and also I'm hoping to do a TV series like comedy. So it's going to be something like The Office, the series.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, and I really like comedy. I think it's very hard to find the right tempo and it's like a feeling to make people laugh. It's not so easy. And what I most like is when there's a drama and you have to, as an audience, you have to laugh because it's painful, but you have to laugh. And that's what I'm looking forward to do, that kind of comedy, because there's something like it helps me to get over the difficult things in life when I have to laugh, because it's so hard and so sad at the same time, but I need to laugh. So that for me it's very nice to be able to do that, and I want to give that also to the audience.
I think you'd be terrific in a comedy, especially one that's similar to The Office. I would watch that. I might have to put subtitles on, but I'd watch it.
Yeah, we have a project, so I think at the end of the year we will know if this will happen or not. But we did a little bit already. We did a pilot, and hopefully it.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
And right now I'm working also on a film festival here on the Canary Islands.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is that are you submitting a film for the film festival?
No, I'm on the organization part. I'm the one that has all the interviews and the openings, because it's
you got the hard job.
Yeah, but I enjoy it. I have to travel, go from one island to the other and present the film festival, and I'm like the face of that festival. So I get most of the job I get done, and I just have to be at the places and speak with the politics and the audience that come, and that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty great. What's the name of the festival?
It's Insularia.
Oh, very nice.
The content of this festival is that we screen only content that has been shot on islands in the world. So every year we choose another island. This year it's gonna be Cuba,
Love that.
Yeah. And then what is also so particular about this film festival is that it's happening on every island. So on my island, it's the main island where we have this festival. We are in many different parts of the island. So
Yeah.
because we don't have a cinema on El Hierro, the island where I was born. So I think it's very nice to get back to the island where I was born and offering something, because I had such a nice childhood there, and now I feel like I have to give something back.
I think that's terrific. I love that idea. That's a really if you were going to do a film festival, you need a hook because there's a lot of film festivals. That's really unique that you're doing it, that it has to be on a particular island. I love that.
Yeah. It's nice. I enjoy it a lot.
See, now I think if I'm coming to Spain, I have to time it so I can come to this film festival.
Yes, so that would be now between October, we are just starting, and November. So it's 2 months.
Oh, that's a long festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long does it take you to prep, to get ready for that and get it set up?
So ideally it should be at least 1 month, but this year I had only 2 weeks for that. But I was lucky because we have now a bigger team who are working on different departments. Last year I had to do much more work, and this year I just have to concentrate on a few topics, and that's it. So 2 weeks was enough, but ideally I would want to have at least 1 month to do it properly.
Yeah, that's quick.
Yeah, but it's because there's the other people working on it. Like I think they started maybe 6 months ago. Not every day, of course, but doing step.
Yeah, film festivals are a lot of fun. We got to go a few years back to Sundance that they hold here in Utah, in states, and it's just a blast. There's so much. There's no way you can see everything. There's so many things that.
It's a huge film festival, right?
Oh yeah, it's so big. But it's in this little tiny town. I mean, the town's only a couple of blocks big, and but every building in the town basically is showing something.
Wow,
just nonstop during the festival. It was a unique experience, but it was also freezing cold. So you had to, like, everybody is so bundled up. You could be standing next to the most famous person in the world, have no clue, because you can't see anybody's faces. All you see is like their eyes.
Wow, nothing to do with the name of the festival, Sundance. Should be Sundance.
Yeah, you think it would be. It was kind of funny because we saw pictures later of like actors, celebrities posting pictures. Oh, I was, here at Sundance doing this and stuff. And I was like, we were there. We were probably standing right next to them and had no clue. Wow. Did you have, like, growing up, did you have a favorite movie or TV show that made you think, okay, maybe that's something I'd like to do at some point?
Maybe going back to The Fifth Element, not now. So right now I wouldn't have a movie, but The Fifth Element was
a good movie.
I was dreaming about of doing. And now that I have the chance to go to Chile and do an action movie, which is one of the genres I haven't done yet, I'm very happy to have the opportunity, because I always love to do action, as I have been working as a stunt for some years.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you if you did stunt work, because I thought I'd read something that said you have. What did the kind of the practice with the circus type of acts, did that help you get into the stunt work?
Yes, I think it did help, because I was working with my body quite a lot. I knew I was very conscious about how I am moving, how I'm using the body, and that helped me quite a lot. But still, I had to practice a lot, and I wasn't very strong at the beginning when I started with it, so I had to go to the gym and prepare myself. Otherwise, and still, even though I had many injuries, and that was also one of the reasons why I skipped, because after some years, everything was hurting, and yeah.
That happens over time.
Yeah, it does happen, because if you do the same thing day after day, you know it by heart and it's very easy, but at the same time you can like lose concentration because you're not so focused. You know how to do it, and then it's when accidents happen.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, well, so on the action movie, will you be doing some of your own stunts, or are you there to do the stunt work?
I hope that I will do some things. I'm not sure yet how much the director wants me to do, because he's still in the pre-production, and I'm not sure about how then we will work on it. But I definitely will offer myself to do as much as possible.
Yeah, that's really exciting. What do you do? Like, what do you do in your free time as far as those type of activities? Do you train, in a certain way, or what do you do to kind of prepare for those roles?
Yes, it depends on the moment. So sometimes I go to the gym, or I go to the sea. I love swimming.
Oh yeah.
Running, and sometimes I concentrate more on writing or on watching movies and series, because I learn a lot from that. And then I do other things that don't have to do anything with acting, like for example, I make my own bread, or I do cream for the face. So I need sometimes to do things that don't have to do anything with my job.
That's right. Yeah, decompress.
Yes.
Yeah. I like that you make bread. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a really nice German bread, because we don't get that here in Spain. That's why.
My brother raves about German bread. He's like, the bread is so good.
Yeah.
Over there.
It is. I'm lucky, because all my childhood I had that bread. I learned my grandmother was she had a bakery, so my mom always did our own bread, and then I learned from her, and it's so nice, because I forget about other things, or about problems in life, when I do things with my hands. And also when I, for example, go and visit my parents, they have a garden, and I love going into the garden and help there.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Do you grow any of your own stuff?
Yes, they have a lot of vegetables and fruits. Like the last week I was there, and I did the most strange thing I in the garden I've ever done. My dad had too many carrots, and they were too close together, so they couldn't grow. And he asked me to take some out and put them somewhere else. Where
so you replanted the carrots?
Yes. Like, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I will do it. So I'll see.
I'm guessing if he told you to do it, he has tried it before. It must work.
Yeah, he told me it works, but I have to see that.
How do they do with your acting and your writing and stuff? Are they very supportive? Do they like to come see your work? How do they handle it?
They have always been very supportive, because they love arts, and they always told me and my sisters that we shall do that, and that profession in our life that makes us happy. So we have had so much support from them, but it's not very easy that they come to see what I do, because for example, this theater show I mentioned, it's normally when I perform that, I am somewhere in close to Burgos, which is in the north of Madrid.
Right.
And until now, they didn't have the chance to move there just to see the show. But if it's something that is on internet, I might share it with them. So if they can, they do. But still, I have so many friends that are really good actors, but they didn't receive the right support of their parents, and at some point they skipped, and that's so sad. I think the family shall be there to believe in you and to support your dreams. In that case, I think I'm very lucky.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need, because it's acting's a very difficult field. So if you don't have support behind you, that just makes it that much tougher.
Yes.
Yeah. If you weren't acting, or you weren't writing, you weren't working in the entertainment business, what would you be doing?
I thought I would be a hairdresser when I was little. I think I might be a yoga teacher, or something with my body for sure. Like I love dancing and moving and doing, or being in the nature. Or maybe I would be a tour guide. Something related to the body, that I have to use my body, because I have so much energy. I can't stand myself sometimes when I don't do anything.
Yeah, that's a blessing, though. To have too much energy, that's a blessing. Most of us would be jealous of that. You know, I don't think there's ever been a time in my life that somebody has said, "Boy, you have a lot of energy."
No, but it's so exhausting.
Oh, it'll wear you out. But you sleep good.
The thing is that having so much energy, for me at least, I don't know when I have to stop. So I keep going until I have almost a breakdown, because like I think that's the way I am, but my body gets tired and I don't realize that. Yeah,
you got to take care of yourself. You'll wear yourself out, and then you end up sick or something. So you gotta slow down once in a while. Do your parents, are they the ones that tell you need to slow down?
Yes, every time. And I'm learning, so that it's something I managed to slowly change, but I should care more about myself.
I don't know, why not? If you like what you're doing, just keep doing it.
Yeah, as long as I can, I want it, because life is short and we have to be happy and enjoy it. So that's
exactly right. That's exactly right. Well, Aida, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time, with us today. I'm so happy we were able to reschedule, because we were supposed to talk Monday. That didn't work out because I was having internet trouble. So happy that we got to do this. I think you're so talented. I can't wait for you to make it over to the States so we can see you.
I want to go there. And also, thank you so much for your time too. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, you have to come back. We got to do this again at some point. Yeah. When you've got the next thing to talk about, we got to do it again.
Great. I'm looking forward.
So a couple little things before we wrap up. I think we touched on everything, but anything else that you're working on that we can kind of keep an eye out for?
This year I was in Iran. We were shooting there, which was a tough and great experience at the same time. And I think we are going to have the premiere at the beginning of next year, hopefully. I'm not sure about if that's going to be happening like they have scheduled it, because of the political situation in Iran right now.
Right.
But it was so nice for me to get to know that culture, because I love traveling. I've always been traveling. That's kind of my hobby, because I love meeting other cultures, and puts my own culture and my own way of thinking in perspective, because I go out of my routine and then I see other realities, and I learn a lot of that. And for me, it was a challenge going to Iran, because it's so different, everything.
Right.
At the same time, I had to respect their rules, even though they didn't make any sense for me, because if you believe in what you do, like for example wearing the hijab,
Right.
in the case of the women, if you believe in your religion, then it makes sense. But for me, it didn't make any sense. So it was quite hard. And I think I'm kind of open-minded, but there I realized that I'm not that open-minded like I thought. I had my struggles with it until I went like, okay, so this is the way it is. I have to accept it. If I'm angry because of this every day, I'm not going to enjoy it. And that there I changed my point of view of that, and I really loved the people there, because before I went there I had like a image about Iran, about how they are, and
Right.
then once I was there I realized that it doesn't have to do anything with that image. So, and I'm happy that I had that opportunity.
Yeah, what a great opportunity. That's terrific. And that's a region of the world that most of us will never get the chance to see. I mean, that's pretty great.
Yeah, it's not so hard to get into the country, because while I was there, I was supposed to be 2 months, and at the end we had to reschedule, and I was 3 months there. And at that time they told me, if you want to ask some member of your family to come and visit, please do so, because they knew it was hard for me. I didn't have I had a one person that knew Spanish. She had to be with me all the time to translate, but that was it, because they don't speak so much English. And so they told me to ask a member of my family to come and visit, and they denied the visa of my sister. She was going to come. So it's not easy to get into the country, but it's worth it.
Yeah, did you get, like most of us over time, we got somewhat used to wearing masks, so that when, now that we're getting to that stage where we're not wearing them all the time, it almost feels weird not to wear it. Did you get that way with all the extra stuff you had to wear while you were there? When you finally got out and you went back to dressing like you normally do, did that feel weird?
Yes, it did, because I changed my way of behaving. And I realized that when I came back, I got used to have something on my head, because at the beginning I was like it was like this. I wouldn't move a lot, because I was thinking, if I move too much, it's going to fall off. I didn't understand how the women could hold it. And at the end, I don't know how, but I managed to not move that hijab. And also I couldn't show any part of the body. So once I came back to Spain, the first week I was doing this weird attitude, where I was trying to always put some clothing over my different parts of the body, because I knew I couldn't show that part. And then I realized, I was like, no, it's okay, I can show
it's okay
it.
Here.
I can dress the way I like to dress here. No one will look weird on me or tell me to change my clothing.
I think it's so weird how quickly we can get used to something.
Yeah.
When you first start doing something, you're like, I can't do this. There's no way. But then over time you get used to it, and then it's weird when you're not doing it.
Yes, and that's good and bad at the same time, because, for example, with the mask, I also had this struggle at the beginning. I felt like I can't breathe, but then you get used until when they told us we could stop using it, I felt naked when I went to the street.
I know. You feel like you're doing something wrong. Well, okay. So the last thing, Aida, before we wrap up, where can we find you on social media?
In Instagram and on Facebook and Twitter, but I don't use much Twitter. So the one I most use is Instagram. It's Aida.Ballmann, and also Facebook.
Yeah. I found you without any trouble. It came up pretty easy. So not too difficult. And you put some really cool stuff up on Instagram. You got a lot of good. You're very busy and you're active, so there's a lot of fun stuff on there.
Yeah.
Well, Aida, thank you so much. If you'll hold on 1 second for me. All right. So that was Aida Ballmann. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you're a returning listener or viewer of the show, you know I love having up and coming actors, entertainers on the show that we can kind of help shine a light on. And I think Aida fits that bill. She's so talented. I hope that here in the States, we get to see more of her, but definitely check out her work. It's out there. You can definitely find a ton of great stuff that she has done. She's just really, really talented. So Aida Ballmann. So you heard it here first. You're going to be hearing more from Aida. So when you do, and you're like, oh, I really love that actress, or the director on that film was so terrific, just remember, I said it first. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again this week. I really appreciate that. If you like what you hear, or if you're watching, if you like what you're seeing, and you want to help support us, we're looking for help on our YouTube channel, MeisterCon Pod. Please subscribe. Really help us out. And you can find all of our interviews, all of our episodes, audio and video, on our website, meistercon.com. And we're closing in on 500 episodes. So there's so much for you to look through or to listen to. Definitely check that out, meistercon.com. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye, everybody.